Hi everybody, it's Alli Palmgren, the Assistant Director at the Weston Public Library, back again to talk all things books and libraries. This time we're going to start out a little bit heavier. We have a little problem at the library, and it's one that I think we're all a little familiar with. We're pretty distracted these days, right? At least I know I am. I have my attention being pulled in a million different directions. And sometimes it's at a time when maybe I should be paying a little bit more attention to my son. He does a pretty good job reminding me that he really wants me to be playing with him and be engaging with him. And I feel pretty bad when I can't do that. And that's kind of what's happening at the library a little bit. We have some kids who are wandering off or having some other behavior issues. And sometimes it's because we're distracted as parents and as caretakers. So if that sounds like you, or it sounds like me sometimes, we have a lot of resources that can help with that. And we've got some books. I know my biggest distraction is sometimes my screen, my little pocket computer that's always asking for my attention. So we've got some books that can help you break up with your distracting devices for a little while, or at least create a bit of a plan to help with that. But let's get into something more fun. Now that we know that when we're in the library and we're going to library programs or just visiting, that we can be having a great time and modeling how fun it is to read and how fun it is to participate in story times or crafts by engaging while our kids are engaging. And the best way to do that at a library is definitely through the books. So our children's librarians are fantastic resources when it comes to getting kids excited about books. Now, we know that sometimes we're busy and you don't have time to have a long chat with our children's librarians, because we will talk your ear off about what the best books are that we like for kids that have certain interests or certain challenges. We are there for that. So if that's you, you're a little bit busy and you're trying to just pick something up, we have a parent shelf in our children's room. And I bet a lot of you guys didn't quite know that, but it's nestled next to our small children's reference collection. Most of our children's collection does circulate. And this is one from our parent shelf, and the example of some of the titles that we have. How to Get Your Child to Love Reading, for ravenous and reluctant readers alike. This is a great book because it has a lot of great activities and a lot of suggestions in how to engage with kids as they begin their reading journey or continue along their reading journey. So sometimes that means not just reading the words in a book, but asking questions as you read. You see a great page in a children's book, you can say, oh, did you notice what color that bird was? Was it the same color as the bird on the other page? And they'll start talking about it and having a great time. So this is just one example of what we have. Another book from our adult collection that we have that's wonderful is The Enchanted Hour, The Miraculous Power of Reading Aloud in an Age of Distraction. And this also talks about some of the behavioral science that goes into the benefits of reading aloud to children and to adults and having family reading time. Great books. This is by Megan Cox Gurdon, and she's a Wall Street Journal columnist. So definitely worth picking up. Now, one example that I like to give, our children's librarians are fantastic at recommending the best books and even best types of books. Now, this book is an older style of book. This one's Shirley Neitzel. The Jacket I Wear in the Snow is a special type of book called a rebus book, and they used to be very popular. You don't see as many of them these days, but our children's librarian, Karen, recommended this to me because my little guy really is excited about reading, but he's a little too young to be fully reading books, to me at least. So this type of book is really fun because it shows you a picture. It says, this is the zipper. And then the next page will integrate the picture. The following pages will integrate the picture into the story, so the kid can read with you. So this is the woolly scarf caught in the zipper that's stuck on the jacket. So These books help us engage and help kids become part of the reading process. Don't have to make it up by yourself. Our library staff can help you find the best tools to get your kid really psyched about reading. Now we know, okay, most of us know we can't read all day long. So the library is also a great place for you to find activities to do. We have all sorts of books, Made with Dad, Dinosaur Fun for preschoolers. We've been through this one a few times in my house, that's for sure. But also some classics, some oldies but goodies, 365 TV-free activities you can do with your child. It's from 1991. I have used so many of these activities. Something like crayon rubbings. Do you remember those? You would take something like a bumpy leaf, or even we did these gravestones, and would go up and take a piece of tracing paper and use the crayon to rub over it. These are things like we knew when we were in grade school, but you might have forgotten. Here's your refresher, pocket-sized. Really fun. So now that you're excited about doing activities and getting psyched about reading, I have some great books to recommend to you for your kids and for you. The first one that I want to recommend is Dan Yacarino, a very familiar name if you are into children's picture books. This is called Doug Unplugged. It's an older book, but still really, really great. And it's about a little robot who gets unplugged. And when he does, he has adventures away from his normal downloads. So, highly recommended, a really good one. Second one I want to recommend is called Banana. It's by Zoe Abbott. It's a little bit of a funny but insightful story of a parent who gets a new device, a banana from the banana store. And that device starts to really occupy his time. He starts becoming obsessed with the stupid banana, as his daughter calls it. And it kind of drives a wedge between them. So she takes matters into her own hands. And I won't tell you what it is because it will ruin a very good ending. But it does remind us a little bit that the banana apple in our pocket can be a little bit consuming. So that's really a good one. And we have a bunch of others too that highlight how when you take a minute to slow down and be present, you will notice amazing things. So come to the library, come check out some books, some of these. Come talk to our librarians, and we're happy to give you all of the suggestions for how to be a more engaged library user. Thanks, and see you on School Street.